saying, but at some point I wanted to ask, what inspired you to choose the name Sinful? I mean, because I don't really see the game that you're sharing as sinful. I mean, it's wisdom, really. I mean, that's the question.
Well, look, in the future, I'll give you guys a pre-recorded video speaking upon that. Okay, but let's deal with that. What is sinful?
I mean, I think sinful, my definition would be anything that is against quote unquote God, or you know what I'm saying, what the Christians would say is against what's written in the Bible and whatnot. But I mean, so yeah.
Okay, well let me just say this. What helped everybody become gods? When you go into, let me just say this, when you go into scripture, it says we have become gods. We knowing good, from evil. We have become gods. Sin is the reason why man and woman became gods. Sin is the reason why, that everybody did that. Sin was the one that opened their eyes. They had no vision before sin. All they knew was purity. All they knew was spirituality. They knew nothing of carnality until sin came. They knew nothing about going through adversities and difficulties until sin came. Sin was the one, that opened up their eyes. Before then, their eyes wasn't open. Read in the word. It says now their eyes are open. What did that? Sin did that. So, sin was the one that gave vision. Sin was the one that gave knowledge. Sin was the one that changed the whole world. Sin changed the game. That's what sin did. Sin is, something that, for example, people know that they're involved in sin, and they know that this is, like I shouldn't be doing this, but they love sin so much they just can't shake it. You know what I'm saying? It's like a love-hate thing. I know this is wrong. I know this, but I just can't stop. Exactly. And for a person to say that they're sinful, they're saying that they're the embodiment of sin. And for anybody outside of the will of God, you're actually sinful, because the Apostle Paul said in Romans 7:18, for I know that in me that is in my flesh dwelleth no good thing, for to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. The flesh is unclean, the flesh is unrighteous, the very flesh is sinful, it's cursed. So, you have individuals that profess to be righteous, self-righteous, but God said in his word, your righteousness is as filthy rags to me. So you're still in that sinful flesh. You can't escape this. As Dre would say, that which you could continue to, I forgot that. But basically saying that, the very thing that you endeavoring to stay away from, it's eventually, if you don't acknowledge, or you don't answer the call, it's gonna get you. And that's sin. Like I said, I can go on and on and on. Even in the 5th chapter of the book of Genesis, you look at the 2nd verse, her name was Adam. So not only did sin give them gain, but sin even changed their name. Sin was so cold. Sin was so cold that he changed the bitch name, man. The bitch name, if you go to the 5th chapter in the 2nd verse of Genesis, you'll find out that Adam's wife's name was Adam. She was called her husband's name. Her name didn't become Eve until sin changed her name. And that's what the fuck this pimping do. I'm changing. I sit up there and give game. I'm giving bitches names. All this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. Hey, listen, I didn't want to be, no disrespect to my friends, but I didn't want to be pretty this or gorgeous this, or no, sinful fits me perfectly. And then you have to also remember that I'm a backslider out of holiness. So out of everybody that you've ever known, who the best to fit sinful? A minister, a preacher, somebody who has the message of reconciliation, the gift of exhortation, someone who has information about salvation, but yet with all that information is involved in participation in carnality. That's a dynamic motherfucker. Now, it might be demonic in a certain way, but it is like the best of all worlds. Sinful.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely, brother. Now, and that brings me to my next question. Now,